No, don't they?
I don't think they're talking. I think they mean it.
All right, much more with Jim and Gareth on the way. Plus, we'll talk live too. Another of the fighters preparing for UFC 98.
And believe it or not, this is Machida's promoter. And he's congratulating him.
Hello, welcome back to Ultimate Talk here on Setanta Sports.
Remember, I always want you to get your emails to us and your texts. Contact us at views@setanta.com, or you can text us on 60300. And you can always see the show on the UFC website, ufc.com, or download it as a podcast. Just go to iTunes, follow the links for Ultimate Talk, or you can go to setanta.com. Just a quickie for you guys, emails come in from Jordan Joseph, who says, I've played Matt Hughes against Matt Serra this match on UFC Undisputed on PS3 I got today, and guess who won? Matt Hughes. My early prediction must mean Hughes will win.
How did he win by?
Doesn't tell me. Doesn't tell me. But thank you, Jordan. Hope you enjoyed the game.
Does life reflect the game, yeah?
Just for Jordan's knowledge, we actually played out the Machida and Evans match when we had it, because we did a feature on it in the magazine and behind the scenes of the Undisputed game. And Evans, came up trump, so anybody who's picking Machida for the weekend, if the game's anything to go by, put the house on Evans.
Hey, you like this, guys? This is a new viewer to the show who just says tonight, loving the show, but he thinks you two look like Jack Branning from EastEnders and James May from Top Gear.
Oh, yeah, I've got my Hillman Hunter outside, yeah.
There you go.
Well, never at the end of that now. Right, the headline fight at 98 is the match we were talking about. It's a championship battle between UFC light heavyweight champion Rashad Evans and Lyoto Machida.
Both men yet to taste defeat in an octagon. Evans the champion, but he's the outsider with the bookmakers, who make Machida the odds-on favourite to take the crown. George St. Pierre spoke to us earlier. He believes that Evans will be the victor.
He's very well prepared, and Rashad is the kind of guy that he always comes in a fight as the underdog. He has done it many times in the past. And even though he's the underdog, I'm very confident that he's going to win this fight.
It's got the potential, hasn't it, this Evans-Machida fight, to be either one of the greatest fights ever or one of the most boring fights ever. Which way do you think it's going to go on the night? Do you think they are going to drag it out, or do you think they're both going to come out and attack early on?
Well, Machida is a technician. He's very good when people rush him. So I think that the worst thing that Rashad can do is going there and try to charge him like a bull. I think it would not be a smart way to fight Machida, and I don't think that's what he's going to do. But it all depends on the strategy. We say that style makes fights, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very excited fight no matter what. Personally, I really appreciate more watching a technical fight than a brawl, to tell you the truth.
So Evans the champion, he's unbeaten. The question is, why hasn't he won everyone over yet?
Well, I hold my hands up here. I've, written him off several times and been totally wrong. He's a guy who always seems to find a way to win, even when he's behind. He's not the favourite in this fight because Machida's never lost a round in the UFC. With the bookmakers, they're going on the stats here, and they're going on the fact that, no one's found a way to break this great technician Machida down yet. We may see it with Evans, but I'm not so sure.
Jim, this email's come in, actually, which says Rashad Evans will have too much experience and varied game plan. Machida has not been tested yet. Is that something you'd agree with?
The thing with Machida is he doesn't fight like any other fighter in mixed martial arts right now, so it's very difficult for guys to train and prepare for his game.
Because of his karate.
yeah.
You can't just sing really badly.
It could be karaoke, you never know.
I mean, either or.
Would his song be kung fu?
I think it's combination of karaoke and karate in the cage. It's difficult to get guys in to spar with you who spar like him and this type of thing. So it's difficult to say he's never been tested. He's just really he's not been losing. That's the thing. You can say he's never been tested. He's never had to come from behind to win a fight, sure. But he fights this really quite well. I'd say it's definitely a unique style.
I tell you what, I wouldn't fancy having his promoter. As we went to the break earlier, we saw that shot from back in the day of his old promoter congratulating him by all accounts.
What a greeting, yeah. What a greeting.
I mean, I tell you what.
Let's have a look. It's his way of saying well done.
Fantastic greeting, isn't it?
This would be back in the old days with Jim.
Well, this is, I do believe this is Anthony Inoki, who is a famous Japanese pro wrestler. So he may be selling those slaps a little bit harder than they actually are. I'm not quite sure. But
are they're close fists? They're not It's open fist, so they're not...
I don't think he's making real connection, but, you know, I think...
He looked like he was to me. I wouldn't want any more connection than that.
To be honest, I think if you're speaking to your manager and asking him to check up your contract a wee bit if you're promoted, if Dana White does that to him after Saturday night, I'd be very surprised.
I've got another email for you. This one's come from... Hasn't given us a name. Got to give us your name, we'll give you a name check. But just says he's a Rampage fan, and on the basis that he wants to see Rampage get the belt back, who would be a better opponent for him, Evans or Machida?
Definitely Evans, I think.
I think that if Machida wins the title on Saturday, he's going to hold on to it for quite a while.
Exactly, exactly.
It's a championship fight, though, so could that favour Evans as champion? Is there a psychological advantage to him going into it?
To be honest, I don't think it does. Evans has this terrible habit of losing rounds, you know, giving away rounds. He did it with, I believe he did it with Forrest, he did it with Chuck Liddell as well, you know, and you think, OK, well, you can't afford to give these rounds to Machida because Machida will just rack up the points and take it through, you know. Evans hasn't really been into championship rounds himself. You know, the only title fight he had was the Griffin fight, which was second round, I think he finished in, wasn't it? So either or, really, either or. I'm not sure it's a massive factor in either fighter's favour. All
right, let's have a look at your predictions then for this one. We'll be bringing these up next week. Don't worry, after the fights. Just Jim there going for Rashad Evans. You weren't aware of that, were you, Jim, before you came in? But everyone else is going for Machida. Gareth, you're going for Machida on this one. Why? Where's he going to win it? What you've been saying before?
Well, unless Rashad Evans sorts out this brilliant ability that Machida's got to stand back, and he's so brilliant with knowing the range. And, you know, he's got this almost enticing way of drawing people in where they think they can get his chin. And he's so skillful. And even on the ground here, showing such great power. I don't see a way through this guy. I think he's very special. I think he's very different. Never lost a round in the UFC. Rashad has found a way through in these title fights. But I just think that Machida will undo him in this fight. Back up your
prediction of Evans against everybody else then, Jim.
Well, I'm either getting back in the running with the predictions or I'm dropping right through the floor, aren't I? My view is that Machida's never faced a guy who can mix up striking and wrestling quite like Evans can. He's also never faced a guy who I think is as cerebral as Evans. Evans works with Greg Jackson, who also works with George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre refers to him as the maestro. You know, he comes up with these fantastic game plans, fantastic strategies. I think Evans has the wherewithal to be able to be patient and play the game as he needs to play it, not get frustrated in the later rounds. And I think that's going to pay dividends in this fight.
Well, backed up your decision. Right, let's have a look at the full fight card then on Saturday. Any others that catch the eye? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 11 fights then is that in total, if my eyes don't deceive me. What else catches your eye there, fellas?
Shirk versus Edgar could be an interesting fight.
Sean Shirk back in action, yep.
Sean Shirk looking great in his fight against Tyson Griffin. Very entertaining match. It could be either, with Edgar being another wrestler, you could have a repeat of that fight, or on the other hand, it could end up being a snoozer.
What about you, Gareth? Pat Barry, Tim Hague, does that catch the eye?
No, I'll be getting up the alarm call. I've got so much work to do. I'm getting the alarm call at about 3:30 a.m. and I'll be seeing the two main fights.
All right.
You see, you were supposed to say, I'm looking forward to seeing Pat Barry, Tim Hague, because Pat Barry's on the phone right now.
OK. Well,
on the undercard.
Sorry, Pat.
You can say it to him personally. He joins us on the line now. Pat, thank you very much for joining us. Well, are you ready for the fight then?
I'm ready, man. I think the hardest part was just flying here to Vegas since I don't like airplanes too much. So next time I'm going to drive.
It's a long drive.
Tell us, what do you know about Tim Hague? He's 9-1, good records. Is he going to be good enough to give you a tough fight?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, every fight is the next tough fight. Tim Hague is 9-1. He's taller than I am. He's a lot heavier than I am. He's strong. He's hungry, and this is his first fight in the UFC. So of course, no one wants to lose their first fight, so I'm sure he's going to bring his A game and do whatever it takes to win. No, man, the guy is tough. I've studied him. I've watched him. He does have some holes, but, I mean, it's just up to me whether or not I'm going to capitalize on them.
Well, exactly. For British fans who don't know much about you, how would you describe your style?
Mike Tyson-esque kickboxer. I'm becoming more well-rounded since I've been doing jiu-jitsu and wrestling a lot, but I'm a 100% striker. I punch and kick hard, and I very rarely miss.
That's a heck of a bio, Pat. I suppose that's why people are talking about you as being the next big thing. For you, what's the ultimate aim? Brock Lesnar in a couple of years' time?
I mean, hopefully. I mean, there's a lot of talent in the heavyweight division. There's guys like Brock Lesnar. I mean, personally, there's guys like Cain Velasquez. To me, is just a demon. You know, we've got Shane Carwin, guys like that. I mean, still have Jake Congo, Anthony Hardong. Like, there's a lot of big names that are there. So I don't know, man. I'm definitely not in a rush, and not necessarily prepared for a world-class wrestler just yet. But I mean, that's all coming. That's all coming. So I mean, of course I'm going to face whoever they throw at me. But guys like Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez, I'd like to avoid for just a little while.
Well, Pat, we couldn't have you on without asking you for your prediction. How and where are you going to win it, or what do you think the result's going to be?
No, this fight's not coming out of the first round. One of us is going to go down. That is the game plan. We've already, I can see it in his eyes, and I know I'm not